Hello everyone. Good evening, or maybe good morning, or good afternoon. So this is half past 8, 8:33 in the UK, in London. I hope you're well. This is Yogi here. So today we're going to start slightly differently. So if you're here last time, I worked on this piece, which is exact a week ago, okay, on Wednesday. You can probably recall that I restarted this piece and Valentine's, and I'll show you the markup in a little bit if you're not familiar with this piece. So what happened was I started this piece last week, restarted, and because I wasn't thoroughly happy with what I did before, which is 14 counts on Ada and with DMC. I found the stitches a little bit shiny, and so I thought, well, you know, instead of kind of power my way through, I want to enjoy every stitch along the way. So I decided to restart. Okay, so cast your mind back last Wednesday, and you will remember. I know there are a lot of episodes, and so things get mixed up. Okay, but so far I've only restarted one piece, and that's this piece. And then you might also be able to remember, if you look back, that I decided to work on this piece on a 20 count fabric, and I think it was probably on this episode we talked about whether this was even weave or not, etc. We had a bit of a discussion on that, and I made pretty good progress on this piece. And what I did was I worked on it with 2/1. Let me zoom in a little bit more. Sort of 2/1, 2-strand, full cross. So with CXC, okay, it's a lot going on. So I have to kind of reorganize my mind a little bit. So yes, so I went from DMC full cross on 14 counts to 20 counts 2/1 with CXC, because I prefer the texture of the color. It's a bit more matte and gentle, and which is perfect for this piece. And if you don't know which piece I'm talking about, let me show you the full markup here, just in case you've never seen this piece before. This is by Kim Jacobs, and of course it's Kim's work, because today is our SAL day. Okay, so every Wednesday it's Kim's day. So it's a beautiful piece. It's so lovely and subtle, and it's got a Valentine theme, but I think it's suitable all year round. It's perfect. And there are little kitties involved, so it's perfect for me. So what happened was, okay, I need to explain this. What happened was I kept working on this piece with 2 strands, and gradually, I think some of you might have sort of noticed the stitches are getting pretty full. You know, it's beautiful. The coverage of CXC is perfect, but as I stitch more and more with the typewriter method, I noticed its stitching became more and more challenging, even though it's really beautiful. But even on 20 counts, the stitches are pretty, you know, snugly. So I had to make a decision on what to do with this piece. Do I just keep going forward, or do I, you know, do something else? So I decided to do something else. And so this is what I've done. So, you know, I I restarted the piece. I made, you know, all song and dance about it. And of course, I need to cover my track, you know, cover my backside a little bit. So I had to kind of do a little bit of homework before I can come and meet you today. So this is what happens. This is what I've got. Let me zoom out a little bit. So basically, what I've done was I restarted it again, okay? And, but on the same count of fabric, this is 20. Luckily, I still have a spare piece that I could use. And I decided to go with 1/1. The reason I wanted to do 2/1 was because I was slightly worried about the coverage with single strand on 20 counts. But as you can see with CXC, the coverage is pretty good. And I'm very, very pleased about it. And it's a joy to stitch. Single strand is definitely the right call with CXC. So this is what I've done so far. And so recently I've seen some of you doing this parking method, which is parking everywhere. Basically parking, instead of parking down or diagonally or whichever way, bottom up to bottom, I've seen some of you kind of just park wherever that's nearest to where you're stitching within the block. And I was really intrigued by that, so I decided to try it. So far I really enjoy it. But I need some help from you. So those of you who have done this method, I need some guidance, okay? But we will talk a little bit more about that. And I'll talk about some issues I've come across with this piece here. Yes. But I think so far I'm pretty happy. So I thought it's only fair to give you a recap in case some of you weren't here last week. And of course, before I go deeper into this piece here, I want to say hello to you. Oh my goodness, you have endured my speech so far. Well done, you're still here. And I want to say hello to all of you. And let's see who we've got here with me today on the chat. The first report to the chat is our alien captain, Sarah. Well done, Sarah. So let's have a look here. That's Sarah here. Hang on. Technical problem here. Of course, Sarah says hello. Hope you have the sweetest stitchy day. I hope you survived the 24-hour marathon. Sarah was doing a 24-hour marathon as an alien. That's what she does once a month. And then also we have Vaduhi here. Hello. And Salita is also here with us as well. Welcome. And Leslie as well. Welcome to the chat. And Susan, my love, is also here. And Busy Mom, hello. And and who else have we got here? Steve is also here. Hello, good to see you. And let's have a look. Suzanne, hello, welcome. And Mia is also here. Hello. Nikki, hey, welcome. Good to see you. And who else have we got? Leslie Wilkinson, welcome to the chat. And Janelle has woken up, says good morning. And Marja as well. Hello. Marja Peterson says hello, everyone. And Grace Houston is also in the chat. Chloe. Oh, Chloe. Yes. Hang on a second. Where is Chloe's comment here? Chloe says, hello, newbie here from the UK. I'm fairly new to stitching, but I have been loving the videos. Welcome, Chloe. Another friend from UK. Amazing. And Everyday Creator is here as well. Hello. And, oh, I think we have another new chatter here. Is it Otimo? Hello from Poland. Hello, welcome. And Betty Hanking is also here as well. Welcome back. Welleran is also here. Good afternoon, Yogi, she says. And yes, so here we go. So I hope you're ready for a spot of stitching here. And so I want to go into a little bit about this piece so far. So I really enjoyed this method so far. So what I've done so far is working block by block, and then I think it's minimum to maximum that I've been doing, or 1, 2, 3. I can't remember, but I think for today I'm going to be doing 1, 2, 3. Not 1, 2, 3, minimum to maximum within the block. But of course, when I come to a new block, I will work the part threads first. So I want to draw your attention to the stitch area a little bit, see if you can see it. Okay, so I've been working block by block. I started from this block. This is a center block. Yes, this is also a center start. And I started from this block here, and then move toward the right, the block on the right, and then move up. But can you see this piece a little bit? Look at this area. Can you see a line there? I just want to see if you can see it. There's a vertical line there, which has never happened to my pieces before. The tension line, I think. And I was quite surprised by that, because I have worked block by block before. And it's normally, I'm pretty good with the tension. So I don't know whether it's something to do with this method, or it's just me being too keen and just pulled a little bit too tight. So in order to remedy that, I've decided to, from this point on, I want to keep the edges quite fluffy. So if there are stitches to the right, I'll stitch to the right, and maybe leave out a couple of stitches, and then you know, fill in when I get to the next block. But I have questions for you. So generally, I think when I started from the center block, I was parking down to the right and upwards, right? When I park down, I park from the top position. I pick the color from the top, the highest point. And so it's quite a standard way of doing it, no debates there. And to the left as well, I pick the nearest stitch to the left edge. But I pick the highest position possible. So if there are stitches from at the top, I go to the top. And to the right as well. So if there's a red color, I pick the top, the highest stitch, and then park it there. So my question is, when you park upwards, so the idea is to park to the nearest stitch possible. But what happens is, when you move up to the block above, you have to do the reverse. Instead of working from bottom up, you work from top to bottom. Okay, so that's kind of okay. The only problem I have, when I kind of run into a bit of issue here, is now I'm moving up to this block here on the left here. When I park to the right, do I pick the lower spot, which is, you know, follows the convention of this block, or do I park toward the top, the higher stitch, so to speak? So I can't sort of come up with a consistent rule that makes sense, because at some point, depends on the direction I go to, that is going to become a little bit of an issue, because do I, you know, Do I keep parking to the highest stitch or the lowest? I don't know. So if you have done this issue before, this method before, please let me know how you deal with that. But other than that, I really enjoy this method so far, and this is how I'm going to move forward until, you know, I have a better idea. So so far so good, and the stitches are quite flat other than the tension line there. Hopefully, you know, it's not going to happen again moving forward. Now I'm going to keep the edges quite fluffy, and you know, let's see how it goes. So third time lucky, I hope. And let me know what you're working on today and what you're drinking. Okay, so today I've got I'm back to the ginseng matcha tea here. So this is what I've got in my flask, and I also have my chocolate ready. Who knows, I might need some you know, energy power snacks. So, and Suzanne says, what happened? Oh, Suzanne, hang on. Suzanne says, yeah, that happens on 22 counts. You probably need to feather the edges. Is that something that tends to occur on 22 counts? Because, you know, when I work on 25 counts, I never notice that, whichever method I do. I do block stitching, not block stitching, I stitch block by block. Quite frequently, never notice the tension line. Or maybe because the color scheme is a little bit lighter, it's more noticeable. I really don't know. So I am going to, oh, I forgot to show you my app here. So yes, we need to look at a little bit of stats here. So this is where I am, right from the center. Okay, I dive straight in, and I'm gonna work toward you know, multiple directions, whichever I fancy. And stat wise, currently I'm on 0.8%. So not too bad, not too bad. This is a mini, by the way. This is a mini piece, and this piece has got 89 colors, quite typical. And today I am going to create a new sprint here. So let me delete this one actually. This is from the last sprint, and let me create a new one. Here we go. So this will capture my stitches today, and at the end of every stream you get to guess how many stitches I've done, which is very exciting, of course. Just throw a number forward. Oh dear, did I just delete? I think I've just deleted all of my stitches. Perfect. This happened to me before on Saga, because when you go to, and you can't undo. Oh dear, this is all going really well, because here it's quite dangerous. It doesn't warn you. So if you're under calendar, which is not always very obvious, everything's logged under the calendar. If you delete it for any reason, no warning, you erase everything that you marked on your fabric. So it's all gone now. Thank you very much, Saga. And but what I was trying to do is to delete the previous sprint, which is not what I did. So that's okay. I'm doing block by block, so it's very easy to remark them again. So that's what I'm going to do. But other than that, hello everyone. I hope you're well. Oh goodness. So, and oh, Suzanne says you don't have to delete the sprints. Well, I kind of have to as a habit, because otherwise I misread it, and it just gets really messy. So, Nikki, I know, it's already started. You know, I don't know what's happening with this piece. This piece is cursed. I think Valentine piece is cursed. What does that mean to my love life? Heaven knows. You know, I need to have a conversation with my partner to see what's happening. And so Sarah says, I worked on an embossed site this morning, but needed a color boost, so switch to Candelicious, drinking cold coffee. Very colorful piece here. And Leslie is working on traveling library and drinking mint matcha tea. Sounds good. Mint matcha tea sounds amazing. And and Hate is having a sale. My goodness. Grace Houston, thank you. Well, it's brilliant time to get some Kim Jacobs pieces in. Perfect. Susan says it's a cheat to get to 1,000 stitches. That is quite true. So I have to delete, at least pause the sprint here, because it's going to, I'm going to end up with 9,000 stitches today. Yes, I'm very cunning. So Susan has spotted that instantly. Oh, the beady eye of Susan. And Suzanne says, just look at the calendar part instead if you haven't worked on it. I know, it's not very clear and there's no warning. They really need to warn you, don't they? That's my complaint as a user. So I'm going to pause the sprint now and remark those stitches. It's not too bad. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blocks. 6 blocks, and it can be easily marked, I think. Oh dear. Yeah, there we go. So I've got a center line there. So I've got, I know this piece is cursed, isn't it? It's got to be, because all sorts of things that doesn't usually happens here. So I think that's what I've done here. That matches. Or is it? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's this one. Or maybe it's that one. I don't think I've done this one yet. That doesn't look right. Where am I? Oh no, hang on. So the center block is here, I think. So I think that's what it is. It doesn't match though. It's really weird. Let me have a look. I think it's like this. I think they really need to warn people when they delete progress, because it's not something that people do normally. So now I'm just blaming Saga for this. I think that looks correct. 1, 2, I'm trying to remember where I started. So it's here, okay, and this bit below. So this is something you want to bear in mind as well, I'm sure, because I think with other apps, if you just delete the logs, it's not going to delete all your stitches. It doesn't make sense, because sometimes you just want to reset, don't you? I think this row below is done as well. Yes, I think I'm good. And there are a few loose stitches. I'll just catch up as I go. But all the part threads are still there. Oh, that's good. All the part threads, see all the markings. Well, the part threads are still there. I haven't lost that. So that's handy because that would be a little bit painful to pick up all the marked. Hang on. So I've got here done, that row done, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then that's one above. All right, I think I'm good. So actually only 2. I'm getting 2 king here, and then I'll be able to create I'll be able to create another sprint. I think roughly so. There. Oh dear almighty, I think I'm good. Let's have a look. And Marja says, I have just started midnight Christmas fair by Stitches, so beautiful, and drinking Pepsi Max. Yes. Controversial. Pepsi. And Suzanne is also working on Valentine Nook. And I hope your piece is going a bit better than mine. I think it's going well. I'm just, I'm just complaining for no particular reason. I think I'm really happy with this version. And, oh, Jan says, there is a warning. You just click OK on it. Did I? Oh, Jan. Seriously, Jan, you need to do a tutorial, okay? Can we arrange one for you to lead the tutorial? Because we need it. Thank you, Jan. I probably ignored it. Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. It sounds like something that I'll do. Just click OK. Who cares? Keep going. So I'm good to go. So I'm going to start from this block, start to complete this bit here. Okay. So fingers crossed. And I really enjoy stitching on 20 counts actually. I don't really have any 20 count pieces that I work single strand. So this is kind of a new experience. I quite like it. There. So there's just a few stitches here. I'm going to mark. For those ones, I want to keep the edges quite fluffy here as much as I can. So I'm going to work on, I think the part threads are done here. So I've created a little box for this area, for 10 by 10 area. And within this block, I am going to work minimum to maximum. I think that's the better way of doing it for this method. Okay, so I'm gonna do min to max. Yes, that's what I did last time. And do an auto jump by minimum to maximum. All right then, let's do some stitching, shall we? Jan says, and I think I'll let you do the video thing. Susan says, start again from the kitties. Oh, don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. I thought about it, actually, when I started this one. I thought about whether maybe I should do a cat start. And then I realized it was too risky because it's really kind of awkward position to find a kitty. And I just didn't have confidence to actually, find the right spot. It was just too fiddly. I'll have to grit for miles before I could do that. But I thought about it, Susan. So here we go. Let's see what I've got here. Oh dear. So all the part threads are clear for this block here. And I've got my needle board for CXC on my right. So I'm good to go. But I just want to just mark all these ones here, just to make things easier. Try to, cover up my mistakes here. It's all about cover up here. All right. Not that one, is this one. And then once I mark everything, because I want to be accurate, so I'm able to start a new sprint with accurate stitches. I don't want to cheat. That one as well. Very tempted for a cup of coffee, actually, but I won't. And those ones. I want to be accurate. 1, 2, 3. Oh dear. And I can remove the center line now. There. Right, I'm pretty close. 1, 2. Good. And now I'm going to start a sprint. Finally. Now. Here we go. So Nikki's asking, how many needle boards do you have? Do you need one for DMC single strand, 2 strand, and same with CXC? Well, it's up to you, because for the longest time, I have one board for DMC, the full set, and then another one for my Gecko Rouge project. So that's project specific for 150 colors. And then just only recently, I've added this single strand needle board for CXC. For 2 strands, I've been parking on my organizer. If I can show you here. So for 2 strands, for some reason, I just tuck them in on my needle organizers here, but in order to separate them from the single strand, I created the single strand needle board. So it's really up to you. Depends on the method of your choice. I want to have the needle board when if there's a lot of confetti and stuff like that. Needle board is very, very handy. So it's up to you. In theory, you can create one for each type brand of threads, and also single strand, double strand, you know. It's entirely up to you. But I have 1, 2, 3, 3 of them so far. So here we go. Who's my first victim here? Single stitch. So maybe I want to remove the box here because I want to stitch outside the box from time to time. So I try to focus on, this is tricky, isn't it? Because I want to keep it fluffy. What would you recommend? So let me explain my problem to you. So currently I'm using the highlighter, the box, so I can follow, so it will guide me through the single from the lower number of stitches to the highest. But at the same time, I want to keep the edges fluffy, so I don't get the tension line. And I have issues with the zigzag boxes. I find it very hard to read. So I try this. Let me show you. There's an option for making the edges kind of zigzagging. And I find that very hard to read, so I decided not to use it. But it does mean I have to switch on and off. Well, I could actually, if I turn off the lock state, then I can just turn it on and off easier. I think. Let me try this. So, because I want to be able to mark certain stitches outside the box as well. Let's try this. 6, 4, 7. 6, 4, 7. 6, 4, 7. Six, 4, 7. Let me just take a strand here. Suzanne says long press on the box and you can add it to it. Not sure which what you're referring to. I probably missed your last comment there. Suzanne says what I do is I keep the box straight, and then when I start working on the color that has the most, then I add the feather tool to work on it. So we keep the normal box. Oh, I see. So you make a zigzag when... Suzanne says you can also use the lasso tool if you decide the last minute to take a block outside of your work area. Yes. I'm just trying to find the sort of most lazy way of doing it, the minimum intervention. So I'm trying to find the flow here. And have I started the sprint? I must start. Yes. Now I've got a new one. 0 stitches so far, guys. It's a record. I haven't made a single stitch. And Maria is joining us as well. She says, hi everyone, working on garden chair. Interesting. Welcome. Here we go. No. Oh, that one is done as well. Look. I didn't even know that one is done. So why is it pointing me to this one then? I've already done it. Why is it pointing me to the ones I've already done? I have no idea. I think this piece is haunted. Right then, finally. Let me just figure out which one that is. 647. 647. And 931. But you know, comparing to another project, you know, this project is not even nearly as shocking in terms of the trial and tribulation that I have to go through. So I've got this one here. That is not correct. Let me correct that. It's this one I've done. Oh, you're kidding me? So let's do this one first. Just one stitch, finally. Steve says, scrape it for the night and stitch your spooky piece with me. Well, Steve, if you're still working on that piece, that means you're almost finished, right? I know that piece is going a little bit better. I know. It's so weird. I think this piece is haunted. And I'm going to park upwards. There's just one stitch away. I do enjoy this piece a lot. It is a little bit tricky. I'm just trying to part this one and then mark this one. Here we go. Let's hope it's gonna start flowing a little bit. 161. Janelle agrees as well. Start it over fresh another day with fresh eyes. Oh, I want to work on this piece. I was looking forward to it. it just doesn't like me very much. It's not my fault. I like it. There's one stitch and there's one more here. So I want to try to create a little bit of softer edges. By stitching away from the edges. Right. Parking up. So any suggestion on the parking up situation? Because currently I'm just parking toward the nearest spot. Susan. See, you know, when things going really tough, what you need is support from your stitchy friends. And Susan is offering her support by saying, are you going for a 60 record? Thank you, Susan. You never let me down. Exactly, Steve. You know, you tell her off. Seriously. Right. It's flowing. It's starting to flow. Okay, it's all good. So that one I've actually done already. I'm gonna just skip forward. Right now, it's gonna be okay. It's looking good. Is it really pretty though? Do you not think? 640. 640. Need a new thread. Janelle says, my suggestion is cross-country until the thread runs out. No parking. Janelle, are you allergic to parking? No, I specifically wanted to try this because I was so intrigued. Watching you guys do it. I saw at least 2 people. Maybe one was Ebony and the other one I can't remember. I'm sorry. But I saw their webs and I thought, well, that's a interesting idea, because you literally just park wherever you want. Not wherever you want, but you're not parking top down or diagonal or anything like that. It looks like fun. So that one is not correct. That one is actually above. So this one is over here. I'll sort the other one out. I'll correct it. Let me just remove that a little bit. It is getting a little bit messy here, the way I'm trying to work it. Well, I think if I wasn't, if I just stick to the boxes, the box area, it's not so much a problem. But I think I'm probably complicating things a little bit more by trying to keep it fluffy, but not using the box. You know what I mean? It's just a little bit, no, these 2 are not correct. It's that one I've done. And those are deleting all the stitches probably wasn't my best move, okay? But it happened. So, I'll just have to deal with it. think it's that one. There. Jan says you're making the wrong stitch. Which ones? Have I corrected it, Jan? One, two, three. Yeah, this one's correct. That's correct. And I'm going to park up. 1, 2. No, I think this one's correct. Oh, good, good, good. Jan, yes, I corrected this because I marked the wrong stitch for, and I think I need to maybe draw these lines a little bit more. So good. Right, next one. That one is done already. Okay. 150. 150. Got it right here. So this is why you want a needle board, because instantly you've got your thread there. Well, I was quite surprised by the coverage actually for 20 count. This is 20, by the way, not 22. It's very similar looking. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. Jan says, now you marked another one you don't stitch upper right corner of your square. Oh yeah, that's true. Why did I do that? Jan, stop looking at my app, okay? This is a problem when I show my app. People just keep correcting me. Just keep your eyes closed. Look away. That one. Is that what you mean? Hang on. Dear Almighty. I don't know why that one is marked. So I haven't done that one then. Why did I mark it? I don't know. All right then. Let me do this one. 4, 3, 6. 4, 3, 6. 4, 3, 6. I think so far so good. Ish. I think anything can possibly go wrong has already happened. So from now on, it's you know, the only way is up, right, Steve? Am I correct? Jan, harsh but true, harsh but true. Kimberly is in the chat. Hello, Kimberly. Welcome. All right, and I'm going to make a few more stitches above. Because they're there. Maybe Janelle is correct. Why don't I just go cross country? Because it sounds like fun. Oh dear. That's okay. I'll stay here for a little bit, but I'm going to do a couple of stitches. Well, I suppose even with cross country, I can still go kind of different directions. That's quite fun too, isn't it? So I'll probably park as well, or just go as far as I can until it's too far away, and I'll park. But I'll park in a kind of this, you know, to all directions. That sounds like fun as well. So I don't have to be restricted into a block, which is probably making kind of making it more complicated than necessary. What do you think? So if I remove this here and kind of just roughly, you know, easing away from 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm really changing my plan already. 2, 3, 4. I think by the end of this session, I'm going to be extreme cross country to another planet. It just looks like it's that kind of session. That works, yeah. So I basically just go as far as I kind of feel comfortable and then park in the next location. Yeah, I can do that. That feels right. So I kind of remove the box. I remove the box. I'm gonna just go, you know, cross country out. Yes, Sarah, yes. That's what I said just now. Sarah says go cross country, but park where you want. Yeah, why don't I do that? What do you think, guys? That will probably free me from the boxes. Yes, let's try that. So I can literally pick any direction I want to go rather than doing one block at a time. Oh, I like that. All right then. Let's give it a go. Yeah, why not? 169. Yes. 169. Susan. Susan says, go extreme cross country to the kitties. I don't even, yeah. Location wise, I don't think I'm that far away, but let me have a look. right? The kitty is okay, slightly far away. The kitty is a bottom left there. Few blocks to go, but I think, you know, who knows? I might get to them sooner than expected. It's possible. Yeah, I like this. Just easy mini cross country, cross village, and just park wherever I want. Right? That looks good. One, two, three. I really like 22 counts actually. It just feels a little bit more, it's got more volume than 25, but not too large in terms of the stitches. You know, you still get pretty high def if that's what you like. Kimberly, what are you saying? I always say bits in my piece and I'll do what I want. Is that auto-correction? Leslie says pattern keeper and cross country for Valentine Nook or Valentine Spook. I've changed about 3 methods, stitching methods, since the beginning of the stream. Amazing. Right, I am going to park it up. I think this works. It feels right. 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3 over here. So I'm still doing that, you know, parking, stitching all direction thing, which I'm interested in doing, but a bit less restricted. Yeah, I can do this. Now I am going to work on some of these threads here. Whoops. Terry Dog says, I'm getting a migraine just looking at it. My brain needs much more order. No parking for you then, Terry. Hey, Joyce, welcome. Good to see you. So here, why don't I work on this one here? So I need to find the spot because I erased everything. Hush, hush. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is this one. Okay. Yeah. Oh no, there's a problem here because I part everything from bottom up, so I have to work in reverse. So there might be a little bit of an issue here. That's all right. I'll find my way there. I'll probably need to navigate through some of the part threads here. Oh, Dobie, maybe that was you. I saw. Did you post your whip on Facebook? Because I remember seeing a couple of people doing it. She says, "Hi Yogi, you're parking like me." Yeah, it was probably you. Yes, I took the inspiration and totally butchered it. But you know, one way or the other. 1, 2, 3 here. I know. It looks so easy when you watch someone else do it. One, two, three, four. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2 up. It just looked like fun to do. Needle in the Dutch, welcome. Darby says, when I'm working from bottom up, I part to the lowest stitch in the nearest block. Hopefully that makes sense. Yes, I'm kind of wondering, but so with this block, for instance, because I started from this row working upwards, or maybe from this row, this is my starting point. And so I'm parking upwards. And as you said, you just pick the ones that's nearest to where you are, right? So you normally, if we park down, or maybe park to the side, we pick the one that's highest. On the upper left most of the time, but with the when you're parking upwards, you pick the one that's lowest. So when you work on the block, work on the block above, you have to move all the threads like the other way and work from top to bottom. Is that correct? But do you work in a particular direction in terms of, you know, if you do block by block or whichever direction? Because eventually it's going to get confusing. Part to low stitch near the block. So I'm kind of trying to work out as I do this method. Ebony's here. Ebony. Yes, Ebony's parking like this as well. I remember. Ebony says, I'm parking like this on antique shop. Exactly. I saw you. But Ebony, you're also doing the zigzagging thing, aren't you? I remember your work is got like zigzagging, which I tried. I couldn't do it because I couldn't read the chart on an app. It just looks too much for me. so I couldn't use that zigzagging box. Yes. So maybe Ebony can give me some guidance on the way she parks as well. So, sorry guys, if you're allergic to parking, today is your worst nightmare, okay? So take a deep breath, ujjayi breath, okay? And have some snacks. And make sure you're hydrated. It's going to be rough for you. It's going to be a rough night. I think I'm going to park it here then. Yes, because this is going to create... Yes, I'm going to park it here. See how it goes. I'm improvising as I go, okay? This is just one of those, you know, I'm doing it for research purposes. I sacrifice myself for the science of stitching. Terry is asking this question. Terry says, isn't there a stored copy of your file before the deletion? Oh, do you mean the stitches? I do have a backup, which I did a few days ago, but it wouldn't have captured those stitches because it's quite recent, and I don't back up every day or anything like that. I do it maybe once a week if I remember. But you can't undo it. That's the problem. So I wish you could, because, you know, I don't read. So if there's a pop-up says, do you want this or that or the other? I just say, okay, just get out of my way. And then tragedy strikes. Ebony says, it can be a little confusing with the zigzag. I have no advice. Yes, I think visually it's just too much for me. On the app, I just couldn't read it. With all the lines, you know, there are highlight symbols, and there's parking symbols, and there's a box, and the box it's got a zigzag shape to it. It's just too much, too much. So I gave up on that. It's a nice idea if it's a large area. I think it might be okay if you have a box that's got, you know, at least a few blocks. But 10 by 10 is just too cramped. Here we go. So here. Let's see how it goes with this one. So Ebony says she has posted an antique shop of what it looks like now with this method. Yeah, I'll be very interested in having a look. I don't think this one's correct. I think it's this one. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 there. This one. Okay. This one is correct. So this brown one is actually not in a correct position. So I'm going to just try to cover up by replacing it with this color. Okay, so same number of stitches. It's just swapping the position of these two stitches. You will be okay. You won't be able to tell. that way. And then I'm going to park. So now the question would be, if I park to the right now, where do I park? I think I'm going to park over here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. There. Just improvising now. 1. There. Just improvising. It's an experiment. So this one is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. That one. It's a little bit tricky. Why don't I work from top to bottom? Because this is getting a little bit awkward. So I'm going to start from this one. One, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Ebony says, okay, so with this method, Ebony's doing 3 by 2 block area. And now I'm trying larger area, 3 by 4. So do you do minimum to maximum, or what order do you follow? And I presume you're doing color completion within the area. So I think my issue is the fact that I'm doing 10 by 10. If I have a larger area, I probably wouldn't have all the issues I've got. But for some reason, I decided to do 10 by 10. And just started to get a little bit cramped. Ebony says, yes, all the part threads first and then minimum to maximum. Let me just have a quick look of the picture there, just as a reference on the Facebook. Maybe I'm going to bring it in the browser for you if I can find it. Have you just posted? Ebony, have you posted it on the group? I can't see it though. Trying to see if I can find it and have a look. Newest post. I can't see your post, Ebony. do a few here. Susan, I think I can probably beat 60 today. Okay. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Thank you, Susan. Maybe 61. How's that? Cool, Ebony. I'll have a look. Be very interested in having a just look at what's happening with this method. Oh, okay then. Hang on, guys. I'll bring it over here. I think it's worth having a look. Ah. Right, let's see what's going on here. Let me bring it over to the browser here. Thank you, Ebony, for posting this. Let's have a little look. Can you see it? Okay, so let me zoom in. Right. Interesting. So you are going, so you've got zigzagging going on there from the left, but not all the way. Interesting. So I presume that's because most of the lines happening vertically rather than horizontal. So you don't mind the horizontal lines. That's interesting. And you go from left to right, I presume. And you park upwards from the bottom upwards. And when you park down, you go top to bottom. So you do have to go in a very specific way. So I'm assuming you're going to work horizontal strip like this, and then maybe move up or down. Because I think the problem I have was, if I come back to my piece, I started, yours just looks so neat, and how come mine looks like this? So I think the problem I have was, I wasn't going a particular direction. So I started from this block, maybe, I go up a bit, and then to the right, and then bottom. I just went wherever I wanted. And I think that creates problem in terms of the convention, in terms, like where you park your thread. If I go back to your piece, it's looking very neat because you're literally going from left to right without deviation. That's my guess, because it looks really... So with this method, you do have to move forward in a very particular direction. You can't just go, one block up, the other block down. Abini says, yes, I only use the zigzags on the sides and I move anywhere. I just set a user defined box where it makes sense to me, where I like the look of. But the thing is though, if you, because it looks like you go from left to right, no? Or did you go from, this area and then upwards and then, because it looks quite orderly in terms of the way you move to the right. So I don't know whether you kind of work on, at the bottom ones for a few blocks and then move up and then to the right and then down. That's what I was doing. So it was creating problems in terms of where I want to park. So I think it's just me. It's a me problem, as usual. Thank you, Apani. That was very nice. Very, very neat. Yes. So I think I'll resume my cross country. There's just no hope that I'll be able to do, something so organized without wanting to kind of just run off and do something different. So, but I will continue with the going toward different directions. I quite like that so far. Abini says, as long as the box connects to the stitch area, I start from the on the bottom left area and move up, then right. But when you move to the right, you will you move the whole bit together, or do you go? For instance, I think the issue I have is when I'm doing this, I go up, and then maybe I go. I decide to go toward the left side, and then down, and maybe left again or something. I don't know. So because the reason I like this method, because it looks like you can just go anywhere, any direction. And I think if I don't park, if I remove the parking, maybe it wouldn't be, I wouldn't run into these issues. But I like parking with this method. That's what makes it interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. There. Abini says, that's what I did. It just happened that all joined together. I just go anywhere. So do you find issues with parking location? Because if you work on the blocks above, you have to move the threads downwards and work from top to bottom instead. So if you work on the block on the left and park to the right, you have to follow the convention of this block all the time. So I think that's when it kind of got a little bit confusing for me. Hey, Maddie. Maddie says, oh, I have to catch a replay, take my daughter to ballet. Oh, how amazing. I love ballet. I had to take ballet lessons as well. Have fun. Let's have a look here. So that worked a little bit better. Working from top to bottom. There you go. So this one only has 2 stitches. Exactly, Ebony, because normally we do the other way around, isn't it? We do this. And so working from top to bottom is kind of weird. Maddie says she, as in her daughter, she asked if she could dance again, and I told her it's either dance or sport, not doing both. Oh, she's 6. Wow, she had a blast last year. Well, she can do both. What kind of sports is she into then? I was never sporty. No chance. Ooh, let me see if I want to park so far away. Why not? I've got a little bit of thread left. 1, 2. Here. All right. And the next one here should be all right. Oh, that one is done. Hang on. So Jan, if you're still here in the chat, do you find it tricky to having to lock and unlock the chart constantly? Am I the only one struggling with it? And all you guys using Saga? I mean, some methods, it's okay if you're doing highlight box of kind of reasonable area, not block by block. So you don't have to switch that frequently. But if you're doing methods like this, where you have to switch colors, do you find it tedious that you have to lock and unlock? And very often I forget to lock a chart, and I just end up marking stitches. I just can't get used to it. Oh, I need to have a sip of my tea. So I'm having my ginseng matcha tea. Really nice. And hang on, give me a second. I just need to close the window for my kitty there, for Dolly. to remember my front window is wide open. Here we go. Jan says, I use the box and min to max, so I hardly ever unlock my chart. Even if I choose the other color, I just keep it locked. Yes, I think if you don't have to unlock it, changing colors is not so much a problem. I think what happens is, even when I'm doing min to max, if I do a large area, there are a lot of stitches. When it gets to maybe more than 10 stitches, I'll have to kind of mark as I go so I don't lose track. And that's when it starts to get tricky as well. But yeah, if you don't have to unlock it ever, then it's not a problem. But if you do, you know, parking and color switching all the time, it's kind of awkward. Maria says, I posted it on Facebook. While I do, it might be total chaos to people who need to complete blocks. We can have a look. We've got it set up here. Hang on, let me reload it. Today is all about parking. We can have a little look here. So, is it cross-country and park? Is there any particular direction? It looks like you're going from the left edge and moving toward the right, and then park. Interesting. Thank you, Maria. So you're not parking diagonally. You're not working diagonally. It looks like you're following the pattern, the colors. So you're doing the green. Is that green? Interesting. Jan says, I park. Why is it a problem with lock chart? I'm trying to think, because parking is not so much a problem, because you can park, you know, at any state, basically, which is quite nice. But I think it's when you need to switch colors. So it depends on your method. If you do long distance, cross country, for instance, and park or whatever, I think the issue is, for me, is when I switch colors. First of all, you have to flick that little button on top there to unhighlight the stitches, and then you need to remember, you need to make sure your chart is locked in order to select another color, and then you have to turn on the highlight. So that's the part I'm struggling. So maybe I'm just using Pattern Keeper for too long. You know, I have certain expectations of an app, certain habit, and I find it kind of hard doing it sort of Saga way. So that one I'm going to end 304. 304. And now, you know, what I'm trying to do here is to mark these 4 stitches here, if you can see it. But I can't mark it until I unlock the chart. So that's the fiddly part. And then I have to lock it again in order to select another color, and also flick the button off, so on and so forth. So Jan says, in Pattern Keeper, you need to switch mode to move a mark. I don't think the unlock is more work. I like that. I can move my chart without changing the mode. Absolutely. I think, you know, the different mode for Pattern Keeper is definitely a problem, I think. But at the same time, the unlocking is not better. I think both of them probably need to do some work. I agree with you. Pattern Keeper, the mode just doesn't make sense. And having used Pattern Keeper for so long, I still struggle from time to time. I just, you know, try to move the chart when it's in the marking mode, and so vice versa. So have I 1, 2, 3, 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, that's correct. And then one more. Why do I have that one? 1, 2, 3. That's correct. If you're allergic to parking, look away. Right, so this one I can end actually. That's the last ones in this area. Suzanne says, I use the double tap to lock and unlock. I try to do that as much as I can, but sometimes it doesn't respond correctly. Sometimes when I double tap, it kind of interprets as single tap and flip to eraser. Maybe just my old iPad that's not very responsive, but it happens a lot. So I just leave the toolbar open. 150. 150 here. Right. Jan says Saga will probably get a fix for it at some point. I doubt Pattern Keeper will. Yeah, I don't know why Pattern Keeper does not address that issue. I have no idea. But I hope Saga will do something about it, because I think it can be a lot more intuitive. There's no reason it needs to be so fiddly. No reasons at all. That doesn't look correct. What is this one? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. What color is this one? It's a mystery. Why do I have a pink here? I have no idea what this pink is coming from, so I'm going to remove it. I cannot find it. Why would there be a pink? There's no pink in this area. Oh, I see. Hang on. It's this one. Peculiar. Yes, Susan, so you know what I mean. Sometimes I double tap and double tap and double tap. It doesn't do anything. It just gets annoying. Here we go. Captain Squirrel, good to see you. Good morning. Joy says, why don't you use the box and you can use the bucket? Well, that's the thing, because the box is only applicable if you're working within kind of a fixed area, and that's what I did previously, block by block. But then I started to have problems with the tension line there, so I tried to keep it fuzzy. But in order to keep it fuzzy and not using the zigzag box, I have to, hide and show those boxes. And it just gets more and more fiddly. And eventually now I just decided to lose the box and go kind of cross country. And it's an evolution. It's an evolution of methods within minutes, within an hour. I've changed 3 methods. So that's why I don't have the box now. Yes, I think if you use the box, you can probably get away with not locking, with not having to unlock. But having said that, if I work on a larger area, there'll be occasions that I have to mark as I go. So I still need to fiddle with the locking and unlocking. Oh, just never happy. But I think Saga would be, even better if they can make it easier to switch colors without having to turn that little button on and off all the time, locking, unlocking constantly. And I think it probably varies, depends on the method of your stitching method. Like Joy's, for instance, you probably working within a very small area using the box. Then you don't have to fiddle with a manual locking or color switching if you follow a certain order automatically. I know, I'm just making it hard for myself because I like it that way. Otherwise, it's too easy. Too easy, Joyce. We don't want that. I think this is going fine, right, guys? It's not a complete disaster yet. Jan, am I marking wrong stitches again? I am so nervous. Jan is watching. Suzanne says, also when I do minimum to max, I use a bigger box. Then about the time when it has a lot of stitches, I make the box smaller. Oh, how interesting. Is that how you do it? Because that's when it gets quite a few stitches, maybe anything above 10, I start to do manual marking, and that's when I have to lock and unlock. So what you do is you basically reduce the size of the box. I have to try that then. See if that makes sense to me. Oh, Jan, keep your eyes closed, okay? Just stop looking at my chart. This is creative marking, you know? I just mark whatever I like. It's quite okay. Everything will be fine. Here we go. So this is, there are a couple of stitches. This stitch, this red one is off, one stitch off. It should be on the right there, I think, or something like that. Oh no, I think it's okay. No, it's okay. It's correct. So I am, so this one, I'm trying to figure out what color this stitch, this thread is. So this is just above here. So it's this one. There. Joy says, how about use a user-defined area with a lasso? But then you have to draw and redraw all the time, don't you? With a lasso, yes, you can pretty much draw whatever you want, but you want a structure to it, don't you? I think the lasso is quite useful if you want to focus on a certain area of a pattern, like following a cat, for instance. Then you just draw the outline. But if you're just moving kind of a general direction, then I suppose you could. The thing is, though, the lasso feature, it doesn't persist, does it? Meaning that if you hide it, if you cancel it, when you turn it back on, you have to draw it all over again. It disappears. I don't know why they make it like that. Joy says, I changed my methods too. Right now, I'm just adding a strand or two here and there. As in what? Parking? Mia is asking, does your back look, what does your back look like? I have no idea. I haven't looked. And I'm too scared to flip over. But I'll show you at some point. I think it's probably too soon to tell at this point. There are only a few blocks done. But yes, I think, and also I'm switching methods now. Because up to this point, I was doing block by block. So it's probably quite orderly. Let me see if I can flip over. I'm just too afraid that everything's going to fall apart. Let me see if I can flip this way. Hang on. Because my stand is not really behaving recently. So I'm too scared. So it's gonna look upside down. So this is what it looks like. Nice little blob there. So there's some end tail, quite short, kind of sticking out. But overall, it's kind of tucked in reasonably well. So it's not too bad. But this bit is going to get a little bit more unpredictable because I'm now doing mini cross country and then parking at the same time. But this is what happened when I did block by block there. So nothing too, it's not super neat, but it's not too bad either, I think. Come back to me. Yes. So there you go. Block by block. Within certain, not block by block, just defined area. So right, this one I can end the thread here. Cynthia, hello, welcome, good to see you. Jan says my box is diagonal. Total 300 stitches, so 3 boxes, but diagonal edge, not zigzagging. I'm trying to understand it. The box is diagonal. So you created a box that's triangular. Total is 300 stitches, so 3 boxes. What do you mean by 3 boxes? But diagonal edge. So it goes like this, right? So it's diagonal. 300 stitches, so 3 blocks. worth? 3801. I'm not sure if I'm understanding it correctly. 3801. Let me part this thread on my organizer there. Hello, Michelle. Welcome. Joy says, with my current method, I'm not parking. It's my hate SAL. And to get some progress, I'm doing 10 stitches. What? Joyce? You're doing 10 stitches. I thought you never did 10 stitches. And she says, so no parking, as is my just my top leg I'm stitching. Joyce, you have changed. Joyce is doing 10 stitching. Is it 2 strand, I presume? I don't know what fabric count is. So you're doing 10 stitches, no parking. Right, interesting. I'd love to see what you're doing there. Oh, Joyce is sneakily doing 10 stitches, having said she would not do it. You know, it's all happening here. It's all happening here. So let me pick the next one. I know, Nikki, exactly. Oh, this is a brand new Joyce we're looking at here. What's next? Extreme cross country for Joyce, right, Nikki? Oh. You know, Joyce goes from 2 drawers with 2 projects, and now her drawers are bottomless. You know, magic drawers. It just, you know, it can fit in at least 10 projects per drawer, and now she's going 10. Oh dear, what is happening? I need a sip of my tea. And Mia says, I don't know what method I'm doing, but I do 1 color at a time. Let's have a look at Mia's work so it will make more sense. And so I'm doing but I do 1 color at a time, and I will go where the color needs to go. But I have small kits, so I can do that easily. So you're following the colors. Yes, it's kind of cross country, isn't it? You're following the color, but you're following the pattern rather than just going at a certain direction. I don't know what method this would be though. And then you park wherever you see fit, I presume. Just go where the colors need to go, but you're not doing color completion. You just complete to a certain extent, and then you park. That's very interesting. Well, I presume this is a form of cross country, but cross country sometimes people follow directions, and some in your case, you're following the shape and the colors and go wherever you want to go. That's interesting. Thank you for sharing that. Sarah says, Mia, that would be cross-country color complete. So it's not so much color complete. I presume there are probably more stitches of that color. Correct, Mia? So you just stop at wherever you feel comfortable. So we need a new name. It will be cross-country, color incomplete, color wherever, and whatever. Do whatever you want method. That looks good. And Mia says that makes my back really neat and I love it. Interesting. Well, I can see that you're not going too far away. So you're focusing on perhaps an area, maybe an object or whatever it is. So you're not wandering too far. So your back should be relatively in order. Two more here. Oh, I've nearly cleared all the part threads. There you go. I could bring this up and park up, actually. It's a little bit far away. 1, 2. This one. Why do I have it? Never mind. Snip that off. 1, 2. There. Okay, that way. Mia, are you saying that's not your work? I'm so confused. So it's not you? But you're parking. So this is not you? This is not your work? Oh no, it's Maria. Sorry. Yes, I got confused. Sorry, I got very confused. This is for Maria. Okay. Apologies for me. Okay. Not Mia. Sorry. Oh, let's have a look. So you sent a request. You should be able to get in unless there's certain, you should be in, I'm thinking. Yes, you're in. You're in. Oh, let's have a look then, because we've got a few new pictures. One from Jan as well. It's kind of a useful reference for us. So, oh, I see. So, Jan, when you're talking about diagonal box, so where's your box then? I can see the upper edge. So on the left side, you've got a diagonal line. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I can see the line here. It's a little bit sort of blended in. Interesting. So it's diagonal, but it's 10 stitches high. Interesting. So that will help you with the tension line as well, I presume. So it's about three block worth, 300 stitches. And you park outside the box. Interesting. Huh. All right. I just want to see if there is anything else we can have a look at here. Mia, have you posted your stuff? Shall we have a look? So I can't see Mia's stuff yet. So we see Ebony's thing. That's good. We'll come back if you posted something. That's very useful. It's interesting that everybody's approach is so different, but it all makes sense. Only mine doesn't make sense. Okay, mine makes sense. I'm just keen to try new methods. I'll probably try Jan's method at some point, for sure. Anything that looks interesting, I want to try. Joyce says it just posted my web. Where is it? Let's have a look. Let me refresh. I want to see. Oh, hang on a sec. Is this the 10 stitches project? I didn't realize you're working on this intent. Hang on, let me show everyone what we're looking at. So I've seen this piece before, but I didn't realize you're working on 10 stitches. No, that's full cross. Darling, that's full cross. I want to see your 10 stitches. I won't believe it till I see it. That's really pretty, Joyce. That's very nice. Jan says, I do both straight boxes and diagonal. Depends on my mood, I guess. No lines with either, at least so far. Yes, I think going diagonal is probably a good way to avoid, vertical lines like this. I haven't done proper sort of really neat diagonal like ever. I think I tried the strip, the diagonal strips that people do, and I just find that really restricted. It makes me nervous when it's so neat. I just want to go, "Urgh." It's just me. Yes, Kimberly says Joyce is beautiful. Yes, it is. Joyce is beautiful and her work is also beautiful. How's that? Right, let me just randomly pick a color here. I just want to go a little bit of a, cross-country-ish. Let me see how many stitches I've got here. 3A31. 3A31. I've got it. Mia, let me know if you posted something. I'll be interested in having a look. So I'm going to go bottom up actually, because I'm going outwards. So I need to remember that. And I think we need a name for this method. Just generally going from center outwards. Go on then, guys. Be creative. You know, what would you call it? Oh, really, Joyce? Are you blending full cross and tend together? I couldn't tell. Hang on, let's have another look. I can only see full crosses. Because 10 stitches, you can tell. No, I can't see any tent. Really? You just mix them in. It doesn't sound like you, Joyce. It doesn't sound like something you would do. Nikki, you know, what is happening to Joyce? She's blending full cross and tent. Oh dear. Let's have a look here. What is happening? 1, 2. That one is done. This is a new Joyce. Uh, 3A31 there. Oh, Sarah has come up with a name, scatter method. Start in one place, center, and then scatter in all directions. Oh, there you go. Nikki, I know. Ujjayi breath, Nikki. Breathing in, breathing out. We need to all sit down so we don't fall off the chair. Captain Squirrel has posted an update as well. So it's a project you just started on Friday. Oh, let's have a look. Today is just one of those sessions that we do peekaboo with the Facebook. Hang on. Let me see if I can find. Oh, I see. This is really cute though. Hang on. This is Captain Squirrel's piece. It's so cute though. It looks so innocent. And it's really neat as well. What count is it? Captain Squirrel. It looks maybe 14, something like that. That's very cute. It's very, very cute. Thank you for sharing that, Captain Squirrel. And it's nice to see progress as well. And let's have a look. Oh, new joiner, Tula Chat. And Silver Stitches says, hello everyone, new to this live. Welcome, welcome. Let me know what you're stitching today, if you're stitching. Michelle says, that looks like a hot mess. My work or Joyce? Is it Joyce's work you're calling a hot mess? You're going to be in trouble. Well, you can call this hot mess. Yes. Oh, you mean the name for the method? Oh, I like that. Hot mess. I don't know if it's hot. It does look like a mess. Particularly if you're allergic to parking. It's a worst nightmare. So it's 14 counts. Yes, it's very pretty. It's so innocent. It's such an innocent piece of artwork. Pink unicorn. So Mia has posted something as well. Let's have a look. Mia, which piece is yours? Oh, I see. Okay, it's at the bottom there. Let's have a look then. We've got a technology. Why not? Let me zoom in. So that, oh, and the back as well. Thank you for showing this. So, is it a cat? It looks like a cat with green eyes. This is the front, and then the back. I see, Mia. I know what you're doing. Are you doing Danish method? Is it Danish method? Because this is what my bag used to look like. Not me personally, my work. This is what my bag used to look like when I did a lot of dimensions kit. Because there's no confetti, so a lot of times I just do one leg at a time and not a leg bag, and the back looks really neat. Am I right or am I right, Mia? And the front. Yes. That's very nice. That's very nice. Thank you so much. Silver says, I have not stitched since Sunday, but I'm hoping to have a new start this weekend. Oh, Sunday. Today's Wednesday. You've gone 2 days, 3 days without stitching. Do you not get the trembling, like the shaking of the body and the twitching of the eyelids when you don't stitch for a day? Silver, go grab something. Just stitch. I don't care. I don't care what you do, okay? You can just stitch like a straight line with 310. Just do it. Silver, you know you wanna. Do not wait till the weekend. It's too long. Just, Joyce. Okay, now, I didn't know squid or anything of that sort is going to arrive again to the chat today. Joy says, your new method looks like a bit like tentacles. Squid method. There's so many seafood you could have mentioned. You just have to mention squid. Calamari method. Yes. God. It's a little bit like that. Even though, Nikki's piece, you've got more, going on the top. But yeah, it's all directions. Dear, dear. Jan, night, Jan. Bedtime for Jan. Oh no, Jan. Oh no. Jan's parting gift for me is 35 stitches. Yeah. Jan is the winner tonight. I'm sure you're correct. Harsh but true. Harsh but true. So Captain says it's a present for a 4-year-old girl. Oh, I bet she will love it. Yes, I would have loved it if I were 3 or 4. Oh, Silver says, I've been diamond painting. It's not the same, is it? You know, threads are a lot more satisfying. Go on, do it. Next one. I'm enjoying this. You know, I don't care if it's 35 stitches. I like it. That's all it counts. Okay, 3A32. 3A32. Here we go. I've got one right here. Suzanne, do not encourage Joyce, okay? Not with a squid emoji and octopus. Whichever. I think seafood, you know, is generally banned for my stitching. No, Mia is really pretty. I like the cat. Simplicity is lovely. But yes, your back is really neat. Take the thread down here. Whoops. Silver says, is your Facebook page the same as your YouTube name? Why don't I paste in the URL for you in the chat so you can just follow it? And for anyone watching right now, if you haven't joined, you're welcome to join. Let me just paste it in the chat here for you. See if I can pin it. Right, it's there. And if you I'm going to pin it as well, if it will let me. All right. So if you go to the chat, the link is there. I mean, the link is also in the description of the video, but you can just go to the chat. Windmill method. Oh, that's nice. That sounds almost romantic. Willaren says. That's a nice one. So there you go, windmill. Sounds a little bit better than an octopus method, you know? A squid method. Whoops. What have I done here? 2. Um, Michelle says, Mia, you'll soon be going down the rabbit hole. Beware, you soon have many, many whips. I know. Spoken from one of my victims right here. Live testimony. You know, soon we'll be hearing from Mia saying, mean to Max, you know, boomerang, and just throwing this jargon around. Squid method. No, no squid, okay? Windmill. Windmill is nice. So Joyce, do you approve? So Joyce is our naming convention sort of captain. She's in charge of the naming department of this channel. So we have to get her approval. So which one is better? Sarah's method, I can't remember. We have hot mess, we have squid method, we have windmill, and which one is Sarah's? I can't remember. Sarah's. I can't remember now. That one. Oh, Joyce. Yes, Joyce approves windmill method. I should have thought of that. Being a Dachi. Yes, exactly. Yes, I like it too. And it makes sense, right? It does look a little bit like a windmill kind of shape when it's part like this. With my beautiful, beautiful work here. Like that. It's a little bit, isn't it? It's very good. Very good. I like it. Well, Lorraine, well done. It will be named as a windmill method. And Mick, welcome. And Anne says, I was last weekend at a retreat in Basel and saw a lady with squid finished and framed. It looked amazing. When it's finished, darling, you just join the chat. You have to bring up the squid? Seriously? Seriously? Oh dear, someone finished it. Oh no, I hope she doesn't need therapy or anything like that. You know, my sympathy for her. Oh, you just have to mention the squid lady. Seriously. That stitch looks a little bit dodgy. Let's stitch over again. Oh, Willow Rain. I'm sorry if I butcher your name. She's half Dutch as well. So there you go. That makes sense. Sarah likes windmill. Oh yeah, scattered. Scatter is kind of slightly more refined version than a hot mess. But windmill just sounds romantic, poetic. 3A32. 3A32. Yes, windmill. It is. Rain says, I have to get my daughter from school. My stitch guess is 217. Ha, a little bit more than 35 from Jan. Thank you very much. Enjoy your little trip. And see you soon. Nikki says, can't wait till mine's finished and framed. Where are you gonna put it? You know, are you gonna only hang it on a wall during Halloween and stuff like that? You have to look at it like a lot. Three 3706. 3706. Ooh, I haven't got that one actually. How interesting. Okay, let me switch to a different one. 3688. So it's got a color that I haven't got on my master set. Anne says, I normally watch the replay, so I can't say anything in the chat. No, she's not traumatized, but proud of her work. Really? Maybe she's hiding the tears. She's going, oh, I wish I hadn't done this. Now I need therapy. I will never stitch seafood ever again. No more calamari. Silver loves windmill as well. It's a beautiful name. Nikki's going to hang the squid lady in my powder room in front of the toilet. Oh dear. Oh dear. I knew Nikki was special, but I didn't know she was so special. There. I might do these 3 actually. Susan says in the loo, looking at you sitting on the throne. Oh dear. Oh man. Looking at the squid lady sitting on the loo. Sarah VM says, I love seafood. Yes, to eat. Okay, darling? Not to stitch. And also, a squid should be in the ocean or maybe on some people's plates, okay? But it's not supposed to like be on top of your head. That's not normal. It's not supposed to come out of your head. Susan says, right when you can see it when you go visit her. I'll probably go in and, and cover my eyes and I don't know. I'll have to find outdoor toilet if I need to go to the loo. I hope you have one, Nikki. Silva's posted. She says, I posted my first picture in the group. A picture of what, Silva? Not random pictures. Let's have a look. As this is the first one, so, why not? Oh, very nice, Silva. Very interesting. Let's have a look. There. And scroll down. Interesting. So it looks like you're following it's not color complete as such, but you're following the color flow. It's kind of a form of color flow. I'm just borrowing Gemma Stitch's terminology, even though it's a little bit different. Interesting. So cross country, following the colors. Wow. Very nice. Thank you for sharing that. Nikki. Nikki says, I know exactly where she was going when I bought a chat to the loo, basically. Down the loo. That's when you bought the squid lady. You knew she belonged to the toilet. Oh, I'm being so harsh to your squid lady. I don't mean to. Maybe you can flush her down the toilet as well. How's that, Nikki? Where she should be. She can always forever being buried under your loo. Oh, how romantic. Right, 315, 315. Oh dear, it's tangled a little bit. There we go. I know, Susan, you're quite right. There are quite a lot of squid lady fanciers in the group. It's a bit worrying. I'm worrying about this development here. What kind of people are we attracting to the group, you know? It's bad enough we have aliens, people stitching like over 1,000 stitches, and people stitch with no grid. And now we have squid fanciers joining us. Where are we going from here? Mia says, who or what is a squid lady? Mia, do you really want to see what a squid lady is? Are you ready though, Mia? You know, I'm not sure you are. You can never unsee things. Once you see something, it's always, you know, forever there. Can never be undone. Susan, it's a lady with a bunch of tentacles on her head, holding a squid. Oh my God. It makes zero sense, that piece. It makes zero sense. There's a picture there on our group. If you, you know, if you really want to have a look, you can. Exactly, Michelle. Once you see her, you cannot unsee it. So, you know, you have to think twice and 3 times. Look at us. Just, you know, we're all traumatized. This is like some sort of a therapy group to recover from the squid lady. I don't know if we can ever recover from the sight. Beautiful. 315. 315. Sofa says, yes, I think you know. I think I know the one you meant. The one you mean, and it's not to my taste either. It is odd. Yes, Silva, you, yes, exactly. It is odd. But there's some odd people in our group, you know. I'm slightly worried about that. I'll probably need to create some sort of Facebook group rules, ground rules. No squid, no seafood stitching. Okay, that would be one rule I would like to impose. I want to keep the our group squid free. Calamari free. 317. Mia says, I've seen a lot in my short time. I'm sure I can handle it. Are you sure, Mia? I'm not so sure. Oh, Mia is ready for it. So Optimo says, is anyone here stitching in hand on full coverage? I am. That's very brave. Depends on what count though. 14 counts might be doable. Anything above that, oh, who knows? Anyone? Nikki says she's my fancy lady. Oh dear. Yeah, fancy ladies are generally stitched with beads, whereas Nikki is stitched with tentacles. A little bit different. Silver says, I could not do that, referring to the hand stitching. So I love it I love as tight as a drum canvas to work on. Me too, Silver. I'll be terrified of losing the stitches. My favorite way is definitely with a nudge, hoop, and 25 easy grit. Yes, no debate there. I have tried hand sewing method because I was fascinated, and as you know, I have to try anything at least twice. At least twice. Did I say that? At least once, and I tried it. I enjoyed it, but I didn't like the outcome. I didn't like the look of my stitches because, just like Silver, I like everything drum tight. So it's very hard to maintain even stitches. They just come out a little bit. I don't know. I just didn't. It was interesting, but I didn't. It's not really sustainable. And also, my left hand just got really, really sore after a little while. So it's not something that I would want to do. Nikki says, Yogi's kicking me out. Yes. I mean, I kind of go, it's okay. Nikki's like alien. She does, cross country and extreme cross country and everything. And I kind of just, I kept it to myself. I just said, well, okay, let's embrace, some, aliens out there. But now you bring seafood to the equation. It's a slightly different story. I mean, Nikki just keep pushing the boundary. And eventually, I might have to do something about it. I might have to lay down some rules for the groups, Just no calamari, please. Well, at least not when it's growing out of somebody's head. That cannot be healthy. Oh, see, Silver is totally normal. So Silver says the only sea fairy creatures I like in stitchings are mermaids, and they're not real. It's okay. Mermaids, they don't look like squids, so it's okay. They're acceptable, and they don't have tentacles. And also the tentacles are not coming out of her head. So in many ways, mermaids are a lot better. And also mermaids have hair, right? Can you confirm that, Silver? Mermaids generally have quite a lot of hair. That helps. I'm going to just park to the left here. 1, 2. I'm going to grit a little bit. One, 2, 3, 2. There. Joyce, night night, Joyce. Sweet dreams. Don't dream about squids or anything like that. Oh, Lini says, yes, I stitch in hand on 22 counts. Wow. So 22 counts is smaller, slightly smaller than this. Well, for me, it's more of stay in a kind of sustainable posture, because my left hand just got really sore very quickly. Even though I like the sewing method, it's quite fun to do. But my stitches just didn't come out very even. I think 14 counts, I might be able to get away with it, but I don't know. Susan says she's got a very nice necklace as well. I'm not sure that helps when she's got tentacles coming out of her head and no hair. I'm not sure a necklace is going to help that much. Nikki says, so you bought 32 count yogi? Nikki, we need to talk, okay? It's not you, it's me. But we need to have a conversation, Nikki, about that. Silver says, I'm left-handed, so I have difficulty coordinate at the best of time. I think, hand sewing is a different type of stitching, I think, totally different, because I like the fact I can, I can just free my hands for other things instantly. I don't have to put down my fabric and then have to pick up, rearrange it, and then before I can stitch. So it's a very sort of personal thing. So Sova says, if it's a plate of calamari, I will stitch it. But then again, I rarely stitch food, as it might make me go hungry. Well, I actually love stitching food, but like, comforting foods, like a bit of a cupcakes. I've got a piece called what is it? Little cake shops, and I've got another piece. It's called Vintage Baker. So I like food theme. That's not a problem, but not like you know what I mean. Fried squid, raw squid, octopus, that type of thing. It's not very comforting. Let's put it that way. Suzanne says, I think the Countessa is a mermaid. Do not lie to me. Do not lie to me, Suzanne. She's no mermaid, okay? She's a squid. Let's just face it. Silver says, Liv have hair, at least in Disney. Oh, is it a Disney character? It doesn't look cute at all. Disney characters normally look a little bit more, I don't know. Sarah VM99, see you later. Thanks for joining us. And Silva's asking, what count are you stitching at the moment? This one is 22. Sorry, 20. But very little difference, I find, 20 and 22, because I've got two projects. I stitch 22 counts, but it feels very similar. Right, guys, why don't I pick another color? And it will be my last one, I think. So today is a bit of a, a little bit challenging start, but I think I found my flow eventually. And I think it's going well. I like it. And so I'll be picking my final color here. And of course, if you're new to the chat, we play a little game called Guess My Stitches, okay? It's a fun game. It does not require any knowledge or experience, or it's completely random, okay? Just come up with a number and guess how many stitches I've done from the beginning of today's session. And if you just join and just come up with a random number, you never know. You might just win. That's how it works. So let me pick my final color here. Let's have a look. Let's pick something pretty. How's that? Let's pick something really, really pretty here. Oh, I know. I think this will be my choice here. Yes. It's a little bit tricky. Maybe not the best location. Why don't I... Let me try another one then. I want something quite bright. I want that bright finish. Why don't I pick this one then? Oh, hang on. This one. All right. I got it. And it's got a part thread here as well, so it's nice and easy. Let's see. Oh, Steve. I think it's Medusa's sister. You see, I have no clue with the Disney thing or anything like that. So I've never seen this lady before, and I'm glad for it, because you know, oh dear, imagine. So this will be my final choice with this color. Beautiful blue. Oh my God, everybody knows about these characters. I have no clue. I know Mickey Mouse. Jackie says, just got here and you're stopping. Oh, come on. You know, I've been here for 3 hours. Where were you, Jackie? That's my question. You know, exactly. I want a full report. What's your excuses? Two. So Silver, save that number, okay? When I bring on the Guess My Stitches machine, the state-of-the-art creation that I built with my fair hands, okay? So I'm going to do the last two, guys, and I'm going to bring on the Guess My Stitches high-tech machine right here, all right? And you can start to think about what numbers you want to put forward. So I have two more to go. So every stitch counts, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4 here, all right? And lurkers, come forward. This is your opportunity. And just come up with a random number. There's no skills involved. Look at these guys. They have no skills whatsoever. And some of them actually won multiple times. No name, Steve, you know? So give it a go. Give it a go. I'm going to make my last stitch and give you a brief, a quick recap of what's happening today. Oh, what hasn't happened today? Seriously. I am going to park it down here. Right, with this beautiful blue color. Windmill, squid method, okay? There. Right, guys. So, today, I started with for about 5 minutes of block by block and attempted to stitch this block here, and then pretty much gave up after 10 minutes, and then start a mini cross country toward different directions. So I kind of clear quite a few part threads on this block. You can see it's gone beautifully, and the stitches are nice and flat, which is so much better than two strand full cross here. So I think I made the right choice. I'm very pleased with this result so far. So from this point on, I'll probably just continue and find my way outwards and see where I go from here and park, you know, as I go. And this is a beautiful piece. If you don't know what piece I'm stitching on, let me bring on this markup here. It's gorgeous. So I'm right in the center where the table is. And I think I'm stitching those heart shapes on the table here and going outwards, okay? And let's come back here. There you go. Oh dear. Let's have a look at what stitches we've got here. So until I reveal the final number, you still have the opportunity to come forward and offer your number. Okay, so I'm going to go from the top. So I think Jan says 35 before she left. Okay, and I think there's another number, I can't remember, but I'll go from Susan. Susan says 125. Susan, that's a little bit more than 60. Thank you for your confidence. And Captain Squirrel, 229. And Kimberly, 168. Laura, 111. Silver Stitches, 150. And Suzanne, 215. Sarah, 103. Nikki, 85. Nikki, I know, you know, I've been harsh on your squid ladies. It doesn't mean you have to be mean to me. 85. And Chloe C, 155. Mia, 214. Very nice. And Jackie, 93. Okay, it's a wild guess. Jackie just joined, I just know. And Optimo, 83. Steve, 81. That one is suspicious. It's almost like he's been counting or something. And Maddie, 140. Michelle, no guessing skill. Well, you and me both and everyone else. And 135. And Anna is Anne, 80. Betty, 175. Maria, 54. There you go, guys. Are you ready for the big reveal today? Today, I have no idea. Your guess is just as good as mine. Let's have a look. Not that one. We're professionals here. Let's bring on this view here. Okay, so let me just turn this off. So just quickly show you where I am today in relation to the entire piece. I'm right in the middle, okay? Are you ready? I am going to reveal the number right here. Boom. Look. Oh, 130. Yeah, round of applause for Yogi. And I have crossed 1%, guys. 1.01 there is worth celebration. Considering I literally just started this piece here. So 130. So MM no, that's cheating. MM says 95. So who is the winner today? Anyone can count. 130, 130. Silver is pretty close, and MM is kind of close, but she's cheating. 140. Maddie's pretty close as well. Who's the closest? 125. 125. I think Susan. Susan is the closest, right? It's only 5 stitches away. So I think today's winner is our Susan here. Let's have a round of applause for Susan. Yeah. Ha ha ha, Susan. Yes, Steve. Steve is back with chili. Yesterday we missed his chili, so someone had to come forward and have some pseudo chili, you know, in place of Steve. And Sarah's offered a really nice McDonald's spread as well. And Kimberly with a very diverse spread there. Oh my goodness, that is proper. That's luxurious. And Kimberly is offering nothing but a round of applause. Come on with some spread here. And Laura, very, very nice. And firecrackers as well. Lovely, everyone. Yes, well done, Susan. So, and well done, everyone. And hope you enjoyed today's stitching with me. And let me bring on just Susan's number here as the proof. 125 is the winner tonight, guys. So today, now we've got about 11 minutes to midnight. Thank you for being here with me. I had a great fun, and I really love today's stitching. I hope you enjoy it. I know if you don't like parking, sincere apologies from me. This is just, just the way it goes. A different day, new stitching method, and I hope you enjoy today's session. So from the sleepy London town, Yogi signing out. Night night everyone, and we'll come back to tomorrow for a new piece and a new conversation. So wow, Mia, I like this, and thank you. Mia's being very generous with the spread here, very healthy. So night night everyone, and see you tomorrow, and enjoy the rest of your day. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and good night from me. Night night everyone. Good night.